God knows where we're heading.
Hi everyone, today in this video we're going to be taking the Tubescreamer side and the Klon side of this Nordvang Gravity pedal, and we're going to take a look at the Fractal FM9 and the Line 6 Helix, and we're going to compare their respective Tubescreamer and Klon effects to the real deal. Alright, so let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to be using my Michael SX Custom here for the whole demo. These are their 63 style pickups. They have a 60 style and a 50 style. What I did was I had them do a little underwind of their 50 style with the same specs, and they're basically line up with all the specs you'd want in an awesome 63 style pickup. Best guitar, love this one. So right here on my editor, this is FM9 Edit for my Fractal. Everything is running into the Fractal. So right down here at my feet, I have the Nordvang Gravity, and it is the TS10 side into the Klon side. Then that goes into my Helix, which is right in front of me here. Same thing, the TS or the Scream 808 into their Minotaur, and then that goes into my FM9 right over here, which also has their TS 808 into their Clone Chiron, their Klon style, and then that feeds into the amp model, which is basically a 2-rock traditional clean tone match, and that's what I did. It's a special preset available on my website, johnconcheroguitar.com. Quick little plugin for that, but it is actual like capture, IR capture. So that is the amp you're gonna be hearing, which is this. Pretty awesome with some spring reverb going on. So again, the purpose of this video is just to kind of show you how close or how far apart these two modelers are with their drive pedals or their drive effects versus a standalone analog unit, which is the Nordvang Gravity. Everything is set up relatively similar in terms of tone, but what I'm going to show you is how some of them might differ a little bit. So let's go ahead and start with the Nordvang Gravity. We're going to start with the TS side and just play a couple things. I'm going to try and keep it as similar as possible. Play some like lower stuff and maybe some more bluesy stuff. All right, so that was the Nordvang. Let's go to the Fractal. And now the Helix. And if you forgot, this is what the Nordvang sounds like. All right, some quick chords. Fractal. Helix. So not that bad in terms of kind of the subtle differences between all three. Going to back to the Nordvang, let's go to the neck middle really quick. Fractal. Helix. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to just kind of talk you through the settings that I have. On the Nordvang, everything is basically set to around 1 o'clock. That is, goes for the level, drive, tone, and it is in the up position on the toggle switch, which I believe is like classic Tubescreamer type of thing going on. For the Fractal, same deal. Like every single parameter is set exactly the same at 1 o'clock. If you want to take a look on the screen, those are my settings around like 6 on basically everything. Now going to the Helix, it's a much different story. And the gain is at 6.2, tone is at 8, and the level is at 7.9. And still, I feel like it's missing a little something. So that was the Helix. Helix again. Fractal. Nordvang. So something that happens with Tubescreamers is there's like a little bit of compression going on, but also with the Tubescreamer, you're taking away the lows and you're giving a nice big mid hump. But I feel like the Fractal is the closest. Like if I were to kind of go back and forth, it's gonna get a little wonky, but let's go ahead and play neck pickup. I'm just going to play some chords for you, and I'm going to switch between the Fractal and the Nordvang. So obviously very, very close in terms of tone, but now what I'm going to do is I'm going to switch between the Nordvang and the Helix. This is going to get a little tricky here. Nordvang. So I think the only thing I'm missing with the Helix is there's a stringiness that you get with the real pedal and even with the Fractal, whereas I'm kind of missing that in the Helix. But also, if you go back to the settings that I told you for the Helix, gain 6.2, tone at 8, and level at 7.9, those are very different than what I have going on in the Fractal. So if anything, the Fractal TS808 is more accurate to the kind of the parameters, the knobs and how they work and all that jazz compared to the Helix. So now let's go to the Klon side. And let's go to the Fractal. And let's go to the Helix. Back to the Nordvang. Okay, so going through the settings for that, for the Nordvang, we have the gain set roughly to, I would say, between 10 and 11 o'clock. The treble is going to be set to just about 2 o'clock. And then the output, or the level, is going to be set to right around 10-ish o'clock. And that is with the toggle switch in the up position, and that's basically your typical Klon. And these are kind of roughly John Mayer settings. Now going to the Fractal, same thing. Those settings, as you can see, are pretty much the same as what you're going to be getting for the Nordvang. With the Minotaur in the Helix, we're getting something a bit different. So 4.6 on the gain. So that is going to be like almost at noon. And then the tone, 6.8. That's getting a little bit closer. Level is at 6.1. So that would be right around like 1 o'clock, almost 2 o'clock on the Nordvang or on the Fractal. So the output is much different. So to get it to where our analog drive is. So going back and forth, here's some chords. Fractal. And here's Helix. Sorry, that was the Helix and the Nordvang. Back to the Nordvang. Helix. Some quick riffing. Fractal. And then let's go to the Helix. All right, so again, the parameters are quite different. The Nordvang and the Fractal are more similar. The Helix is a little bit further off to get it to where the other two are. Now, I hope I'm not sounding like I'm bashing on the Helix. I think it's still a great unit. We're just kind of going through some of the differences and seeing what you need to do to get it to like the real pedal. So now let's go ahead and stack them and hear how they sound together. Nordvang first. Fractal. And then let's go Helix. All right, so hopefully what you're hearing is what I'm hearing, which is the Fractal and the Nordvang have this low end punch that I feel like the Helix might be missing. So I'm gonna play the Nordvang again, same thing. So right there, hitting that note, the A, there's just really nice low end coming through. Fractal. Same thing, has that punch. Helix. Now it sounds good, but there is some low end roll off, and I'm thinking that might be due to the Minotaur, because usually it's the last drive in the chain that affects the overall frequency. I think maybe if I added like an EQ at the end, it'd be a little bit closer, but we all know the Klon to be, it is mid humpy, but not a ton. And it affects a lot of the lower mids as well. So you get more of a transparent type of tone, if you will. But this one, it really feels like there's a little bit of low end lacking. But overall, it's still a great unit. Love the Helix, love the Fractal. Even an analog pedal going into all these units sounds really good. Really happy with this Nordvang Gravity. Hope this video helped you. If you are searching for amp modeler, just know that you're going to get some things that are maybe a little bit inaccurate to the real life analog pedal, but you can still manipulate it to sound good. And that's kind of overall what this video is trying to do, is trying to show you that you can get there, but also we're taking a look at how accurate the fractal effects amp modeling is compared to the Helix. So take it for what you will. Let me know what you think about it in the comment section below, and we'll see you next time.